Here we got a game from the second round of the tournament, and again we got Miramir and Raging, Cyber and Aeon taking out against Swiss as UEF and SirZbinden as UEF as well. It's a very nice map, the Haven's Reef. It's got one big central island, 2-player start, and 2 smaller islands on the side. See one team versus another. We see Raging going for early Navy. This is still 2 minutes 40 seconds, as well as some NGs being sent upfield. It's pretty aggressive NG and early Navy. In middle there was some small confrontations, some early flares. Now on the other side we actually see Swiss moving his ACU toward Miramir's base. Raging NG gets to the island here, starts building a factory from the water. So SirZbinden doesn't notice this could be trouble. Now we see some bombing from SirZbinden. Got an NG. But we'll run into a Raging interceptor as well as some AA here from Miramir. See an attempt at a wall by Miramir, but that's killed off by SirZbinden. And we see Swiss ACU getting close to Miramir's base. Actually gets confronted by a submarine from Raging. Now Swiss has come out. Now the submarine can surface and start hitting it. This could be a pretty dangerous situation for Swiss. He doesn't have the water to hide in, so he has to basically run to his friend here, SirZbinden. And we see actually another sub on the other side of the map, making sure that SirZbinden doesn't make any navy. We see Raging getting into this action with his ACU. See, the situation got pretty bad for SirZbinden here on the side with that NG finishing that factory and taking everything over here basically. And now really no response from SirZbinden with a bunch of arty sitting right at his base. So he's got to do something. And in the middle we have a pretty intense fight with Miramir having to retreat against the gun on SirZbinden's ACU, but Raging comes in just in time. So we see 2 EF ACUs low on health retreating, and Miramir really got saved by Raging here. And now we see some bombing. There are actually some T2 bombers from UEF. Miramir does a nice piece of dodging. He only has 2k, so 3 direct hits from those bombers and he would be dead. But it's hard to get direct hits with the UEF bomber. Submarine is really much better for this. He goes down to 1.6. And water is safe for him because Raging took over all the oceans with his subs. And now he actually just finished a cruiser. This is a very good weapon early on. AA plus bombardment. He's been trying to take control of his base, but he's got a lot of trouble with his arty. See a lot of kills on these arty. Really bad situation here for Cosmos with this cruiser in the water. Basically he has total control over air in this ocean, and he can hit you. And now SirZbinden actually running pretty low on health. He's got to do something. Probably at one point they could have overcharged his ship, going down to 600 health. Nice piece of dodging. 500 health. Now he's going to move in, maybe get a little veterancy. We see an attempt at a snipe at Raging with a bunch of gunships, but that's not going to work. Raging has a whole bunch of T1 units. And now Swiss actually moves in on Raging here with his ACU, but there's a pretty nice T1 force here that's going to prevent him from doing anything. And now we see a destroyer now from Raging. This is getting pretty bad now. This cruiser. Nice AA. Now Miramir actually pushes forward and kills off Swiss. He's really low on health from all that cruiser action. And 300 health for SirZbinden, and he's running. 14 kills. So really very well played by Raging and Miramir here, with the Navy taking this win.